Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Ski. Uh Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching it, checking it out. Now that the pleasant part's done with the intro, probably a lot of bad before we get to that. But I mean, what the hell happened? I mean, I've been watching wrestling for I don't know, over 20 years. I mean, a very long time, and I can't remember all of them, but like that had to be the absolute worst Raw after Mania that I could remember. I mean, the one during COVID was even better and more entertaining than what they gave us on Monday night. And think, I even because we all know I say it all the time. I record it, I watch it the next morning. Hannah isn't gonna, she'd rather watch other things because normally it's bad. And I'm like, well, it's the Raw after WrestleMania. It's gonna be good. It's normally the best show they put on all year. And then they gave us that. Like that was terrible. It was really, really, really bad. But we'll get into all of that. I mean, at least the parts that were worth mentioning. But I thought it sucked. Uh Title picture from Stand and Deliver that apparently meant nothing as of now. Brody King calling Edge's new thing like Dark Order ripoff, like the Brood and the Ministry of Darkness and all that, like never existed before. It's still mind blowing. Everyone has to take shots. What they do over there, apparently, the only thing they know how to do is everyone just takes shots at the machine. And thankfully, Dynamite actually won for the week. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it for the most part. It still had its normal, idiocy, like Sammy with those damn cards during the commercial break, and the Jade segment. Granted, she could talk. It was just dumb. So I wasn't, but otherwise, like they actually had really like the matches were really good, superior. There's some things you could change, but a lot to get into from all of it, in my opinion. It's a great way to end the intro of this one. AEW won by a mile. Just saying. So when we get to Raw now, whatever you want to call it, like that was usually the best Raw of the year. And I'm sorry, it absolutely sucked. If you didn't think it sucked, like get your eyes, ears, everything, scan your brain. I don't know. That was terrible. There was good, like Cody. That was the best I saw ever cut a promo for the Machine. I mean, I saw all of AEW, but that was one of the best I've ever seen him do. It's better than anything I remember hearing him do over in AEW. And again, I know I didn't watch it all, so probably stuff that I missed in there, but I thought it was a really good promo, from the heart and all. Like it, was the best thing he did. And after the match he had, it was good to see him come out of the best match of the weekend at WrestleMania, and then cut a good promo for like first two things back with them were a success. So good for him. Holding out hope for what they're gonna do with him in the long run, but at least it's starting out good. Seth actually shaking his hand when he extends it and saying, welcome home. That was, good sign of respect between them. Again, welcome home. He could have said anything else when they did it, and that's a little, just a bit right there to have from Seth, who really, he was the guy for the longest time. So I thought that was cool. Corey Graves, his line saying that, with his surprise return, like at WrestleMania, like you guys could try to sell it as much as you want. That's why people don't watch it, is when you insult everyone's intelligence. Because there was Cody chants for weeks before Mania when it came to Seth. Weeks. So you could try to play it off that it was a surprise the whole world knew. And you play off that card, you just look dumb, and you hurt all of our heads even more. It's like insulting our intelligence, like we all knew. Like people show up in AEW, like, yeah, I saw that coming. Nothing could be held as a surprise anymore. But that was dumb. Elias now coming out and playing the character that's supposed to be his, Elias's little brother Ezekiel. Like after all those months, just vanishing. The old Elias is dead. Elias is, Ezekiel Like, I'm sorry, but from the look of him, minus all the great memes of him looking like the dad from, the original Rugrats cartoon, which whoever did that fast, good on you. If you ever hear this, well, there's a little golf clap for you. That was great because it really, did. He just really, like, he looks like he's, on the soon to be future endeavor list with that thing. Like, that was just god awful. Like, god awful, god awful. That sucked. Like, we've been waiting for that long, and that's what we get. There's like Veer showing up. He attacks an already down Dominic Mysterio and mauls Ray. Like Hannah Solomon said, this guy, see, he looks like he'd kill people. That's what I always said between him and Shanky. Like, he was one that actually looked like he was a threat. And that's how you bring him back. And like, no one cared. Like, literally no one cared. Like against Dominic. Like, we waited that long with Veer coming to Raw. We finally get it. And that was it. Like that. Like, whoever's writing, like, fire every single one of them, because that. And those were the two big oohs of the night. Is Elias now doesn't have a beard and is playing his little brother Ezekiel. And Veer attacked little old, already down Dominic Mysterio and Ray. Like, to the biggest known to mankind. Like, that sucked. Like, you don't got to pay me. What? Listen to the show. I'm pretty sure people listen. I've come up with better ideas. So it's Justin. So is Dan. So if you're listening to this in your head, out of a million, like, they go with the most obvious and worst, like, idea every time. Like what? That absolutely sucks. What we're going with that. Like, it has to be how they do it. Throwing a dartboard, throwing a dart at their worst ideas and seeing where the dart hits, like blindfolded. Like, that absolutely sucked to me. It just, I got nothing. Bianca hurt my head, but that black eye, I mean, that was a hell of a black eye, but she hurt my head. Breaker recapturing the NXT title in a rematch. So, in really, like, what was the point of having Ziggler win on Saturday to have him win it 2 nights later and go right back on it? Like, man, it just doesn't, in my head, I'm sitting here going, like, what the hell? Like, what was the point of all of it? And sadly, they kept going with it. If you watch 2.0, but that was weird. MVP turning on Lashley for Omos. So that's one of those, like, now he has the mouthpiece. He has the talking, he has all of that, even though he really didn't need anyone to help him because he just goes out there and mauls people. But having him turn on Lashley, I mean, now we'll see what Lashley can do talking all on his own and how good that works out. And it also, I mean, they're giving him, like, MVP, which I think is a very good asset for him to have. So we will see what Omos is really made of now. If it doesn't work when he has MVP, like, that's not on MVP. I mean, look at what he's done in his career. He's pretty much made everything work. And look what Lashley turned into, that one idea there. And if it doesn't work with MVP, sorry, Omos, but you're just a giant dude. We'll see where, how it all plays out in the months to come, unless they go and do what they did to the Hurt business and just end it randomly after like 10 minutes. I mean, again, they won the tag titles and then they were already going at each other like a week or 2 later. It's just so piss poorly done. I hope this doesn't happen the same way. But again, see what happens. Edge and Priest. It's a good look for Priest. I mean, they do look well together. A little bit on the mic needs some help and where it goes from there, but it can only help Priest to get better on the mic, telling stories, in the ring with his matches. Like, it can only help with all of that. And we all know that, I mean, working with Edge, that's going to help. It's going to help a lot, actually. So that'll be good. And I want to see, who are they going to add to it? Another, male performer. They're going to add a female to go in there because there's a lot of people that could probably use it. A lot of stuff. Maybe, Rhea, she's already that kind of character, because we all thought, I mean, I know we all watched Raw. If you did, and you were expecting her to turn on Liv after they lost that match before she walked away. Like, what? She's going to get her. Now, I'm pretty sure when they lose, women's tag title match next week, then she's going to turn on her, and that could be a good fit for her. Be under the learning tree of Edge, her and Priest or a thing I thought I saw. So it could work out, really good. Then they can have a big powerhouse, female in there that you could believe is champion. Like they could really do something good, regardless of what everyone says. I mean, that's what there's always been dark things. Again, Ministry, the Brood. Like there's been lots of stuff like that. No one ever said they were, rip off that. Why? Because everyone has their own little thing. And I'm sure Edge will turn it into something. It's like 10 seconds old. Like just let it build. And then and having, other things to take away from Raw, when The Miz came out, literally, the thing on the side that says yada, 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 resides here, did this. Like, anyone else noticed that it said he turned on his partner last night at WrestleMania, even though their match was on night one? So it was 2 nights ago at WrestleMania. That's the problem with having, 2 nights of it. Very distinctive cards. Boom. That sucked. I saw a commercial during Raw that for NXT, like live tonight at 8. Like, well, it's 9:30 or so, and it's still Monday. So whoever the hell was in charge of all of that completely sucked. And they were all over the board, all kinds of that stuff. And that one was on, obviously, USA, but I mean, everyone seemed to be sleeping. And having Roman come out after all of that just to say, like, watch SmackDown. And he was out there for like 30 seconds. Like, he could have just not had him go out. Like, that was legitimately pointless. Like, have him come out and tell you to turn on SmackDown. Yeah, help the other network get more ratings. Like that. I'm sorry if you liked it. It was really, really just pointless to me. But move on to 2.0, which did have some moments, but I didn't, even put 2 and 2 together when I watched Stand and Deliver, or me and Justin even, talked about it. But having Io hit Cora Jade with the moonsault and then have Mandy hit Io with that knee and pin Io protects Cora because she never technically lost the match because she didn't get pinned. So it helps protect her. Just never even, did that. Never, put 2 and 2 together in my head. Good match between the Creed brothers and Imperium, with the Creed brothers winning, to start out the show. Again, you always want to see that. The crowd wouldn't shut the hell up to let Braun Breaker talk. So we tried to talk over them, whatever. The Dexter, Loomis, Indy Hartwell, Duke Hudson, Persia thing, like, can we please stop it? Like, did you hear the boos in the building? I've been saying it sucks since they started, yet here we are weeks later. Like, can we pretty please stop it? Like, it's disgusting. It's bad. Probably turning a lot of people off. They're here. And they go and change the channel, to go see something they actually want to look at and never turn it back. Like, that could actually be like, that stuff is ridiculous and disgusting, and it hurts my head. And it absolutely sucks. So there's another problem with it. Like, it sucks. It really, really sucks. Don't think that sucks. You suck. Is that bad? Hurts my head. And then, the women's tag title match, pinning predicament towards the end was disgusting. But, Wendy Chu came back out again, but Mandy took care of her in that distraction, let them, get in there and get the pin on Raquel and, Dakota, and get the tag titles back. But what in the bluest of a Jesus was the point of having them drop the titles to them on Saturday just to get them back on Tuesday? Like, it literally did nothing for anybody except say, ooh, they were 2-time tag team champions. Like, both of them aren't out. Like, what? Like, who came up with it? Okay, well, we're going to put it back. Like, that was actually stupid. Like, if you don't think that was stupid, well, figure it out yourself. All the boos and the boring chants Tony D'Angelo got when he was made the Don by that, Tony Galante. Bad, dumb. We all know how I feel about it. Don't like it. It's stupid. And giant amount of boos that he, like, one thing when he's in the ring with Ciampa, because everyone loves Ciampa, but like, when there's not anyone cheering, sometimes it's just not good character-wise, and no one seemed to care. I wouldn't waste my time booing. I wouldn't give them any reaction, because that's when they actually go and start changing things. Because, you're not getting anything. That's a bad thing. But that sucked. Nikita Lyons defeated Lash Legends. And I'll say I thought it was going to be a complete stinker with Lash and all that, but I thought they put on a much better match than I expected. Was it the greatest thing ever? No. Or is there stuff to improve? Yes, but I mean, it sucked so less than I thought it would that I'm mentioning it. So that should tell you something. If you haven't seen it, I mean, there's still room to go, but not a bad thing at all. And then having Breaker successfully defend against Gunther and beat him cleanly and all that after they made Gunther be out to be this like unstoppable force. They have him lose to Breaker clean. Like it's just, I guess that means bye-bye, Gunther. Thanks for being here for 10 minutes, which, is okay if they move him up to the main roster and actually use him. Him and Bartel, as I heard Eichner walked out. I'm like, man, literally, as it wasn't mentioned in moving up, who knows why, but I thought he was putting in much better work the last couple months, but see where that goes from there. But at least, that's one more defense right there out of nowhere. And having, Gacy and Harlan kidnap Rick Steiner. I mean, that's one way to get Gacy a title match. I don't think he's going to win it. And if they pick him to be the guy to beat Breaker, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I'll turn it off at that point because I just can't stand Gacy. He hurts my head. There's definitely one way to do it. I mean, make it into the Hall of Fame, and now you're already back on TV and Angle. Not a bad way to go at it there, Rick. So, I just don't like Gacy. We all know it. He hurts my head. He does so many things. And that's the point. I know. Y'all got to tell me, but it's just too up close to hell. It's taking all the stupid in the world and putting it into one character. It's kind of like when whatever Sex and the City came back as, Just Like That. I think it was what it was called. I don't know. Hannah watched it. I just kind of was in there in the room. But like in the first episode, like they threw everything in there that they could in the first like 5 minutes. And I saw the reviews of a lot of people being pissed off. Like, that's Gacy. Just throw everything you can, and it's just too much to piss people off. But I mean, on a positive note, we get to see Cameron Grimes or Solo Sikoa for the North American title next week. Mandy Rose defends against Dakota Kai, her women's title next week. And then here's the big, like, stupid of the whole thing. MSK was supposed to defend against Waller and Sasquatch next week, but now that he was, fired because of the accusations, God knows what they do, and God knows why they put the titles on them anyway and decided that. But I'll get into that, whole thing later. But why? Like, I knew, like, I saw accusations and stuff for a couple like weeks now. Like, why the hell did you put them on? Like, it just, that one I won't understand. It's probably what takes away so much from it. But what was up with the titles and them all, changing hands of titles between, like, that just was for nothing because they did nothing with it from what Stand and Deliver. Like, it really just, a lot of it made absolutely no sense to me. Again, I'll get into it in closing, but like, what the hell's, like, it's just, I don't know. Like, there was so much like the worst Raw ever, and then there was so just, what was the point? What was the point? What was the point? What going on with 2.0? But thankfully, Dynamite made up for it. Seeing Adam Cole, beat Christian Cage in the match that was by a thumb to the eye before the knee. We're tired of seeing the same thing. But if you did not watch Dynamite, go watch that first match. Like, that thing was phenomenal. Like, that was really, like, that was a hell of a match. That was a great way to start off the night. I was very, very, like, it's Adam Cole. You hearing me saying nice things. Like, I was impressed by, they put together a hell of a match, and good on them. Because that was phenomenal. The back and forth and just false finishes and everything. Like, they did a good job with that. And the idiocy, with Red Dragon and Jurassic Express afterwards, who didn't see it coming, it happens. Every time these guys were near each other. And then Cowboy coming down, and telling Cole he can have a title shot next week in a Texas death match on Dynamite. All I have to say is, please make it better than the last one with Lance Archer. Please make the ending better. Like, just make it all around better. We know what these, they're capable of. Please don't Lance Archer it, because I thought that Texas Death Match was violently underwhelming. Again, could just be me, but make it better. And the people that are going to be in this one, we know that people are going to get involved. We know all of that, but please make it better than it was last time. Because again, the one with Lance Archer just missed for me. Like Texas Death Match. After all the death matches we've seen through our lives as wrestling fans, having him win by, I believe it was a count out, was just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire. Like that was dumb. At least till that point. Then Stand and Deliver Raw and all that happened, but that sucked. Please don't do it. Please outdo it. The Owen Hart Cup qualifier had Samoa Joe defeat Max Caster with a muscle buster and it was a really quick one. Like entrances and like whole thing were done really, really fast. And they still had time after the match for Jay Lethal to pop up on the screen. And there's something about his talking I just didn't dig it. Hurt my head. Like it wasn't that good. Could just be me. Could be that I don't have a lot of experience with him. But, talking like he could talk. There's just something about the delivery that I just didn't feel. Again, could be me. Captain Sean Dean defeated the chairman, Sean Spears, after Wardlow, again, fought his way through the back, just flinging people left, right, and differently until he got to ringside. Him picking up that last guy and just carrying him through the barricade. I don't know why that made me smile. That was a good spot to have that happen. So I'm okay with that. Again, Sean Dean got the win against Sean Spears. We get MJF and Sean Dean next week. We all know, Wardlow's he's going to show up again. Now that's how they're doing it. I will say though that MJF's line about hurting him more than he ever could have overseas, like that one actually finally pissed me off because I've been over there and I know a lot of people that have been blown up and all kinds of things, came back with mental scars that never healed, that aren't with us anymore. So, yeah, that line, sorry, that was the one to finally piss me off and cross over the line. No, it's just entertainment. I know that's what he's trying to do, but there's some things like people that literally come back that, are still at war over a decade later, taking their own lives or something just because they can't take it anymore. And that one pissed me off. So good on him. I've been watching him for this long. It took him that long to actually really, truly piss me off with something he said. So he should be proud of that. Eddie Kingston, shout out to him, regardless of the match they're having next week. Don't care. Shout out to him for wearing the Eastbound and Down Season 2 Kenny Powers Charo's jersey when he was down in Mexico that season. So shout out to Eddie Kingston, even though we'll never hear this or see it. Damn, that was good to see though. I'm like that isn't. Yeah. I didn't even notice it while they were fighting him until he got like on the ramp. Like, oh no. So shout out to him for having that Charo's jersey and to Danny McBride for making it. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. That made me smile. I'm gonna say I love the show. Everything he put into it, and the amount of time they did, like that was good. Maybe Julia Hart to the Dark Order, the black, near her eye patch from the mist, or a deep heel turn or something that could happen. Her sending the boys to the back, like she's getting darker. How they're gonna do it, I don't know, but it's just possible. Sheeta was showing a lot of cheek this week. Well, there you go. She won, and again, her and Serena Deeb again. So, again, they put on good matches, but it's been the final time like a million times. So, see how they play it out this time around. And then FTR defeated the Young Bucks, and I thought was a pretty good main event, which I never say anything nice about either. I thought it was a pretty good main event, and they held on to their titles. I thought they put on a good tag match, so I'm okay with all of that. Again, and then we had Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks attack Swerve, and Keith came in there and put Hobbs through a wall, so they did all of that and extended that whole thing out too. But again, those are the big ones. And again, I'd like to see what Julia Hart could do, on the dark side as a heel and stuff, just to see how it goes. Never know. It could be really, really good for it. Like, look at the people that have made just little tweaks and turns that have, completely reinvigorated their whole career and made people think completely different of them. You never know. This could be one of those with her, but having the, black underneath the eye patch thing and her doing like everything she's doing, it's coming sooner or later. So see how they pull it off with that. But and really, my last thoughts are Dynamite. Definitely, like from start to finish, there's a few idiot things here, but they definitely won for the night. And it felt like there was a lot less stupid involved in it, which compared to, Raw and 2.0, it's good to have a show where there's less stupid involved in it. And there's still Rampage for them to ruin, screw it all up for the week. But, Dynamite was good. Raw was the drizzling, gurgling, it was just terrible. Like that sucked. Like we've been waiting forever. And the big thing they gave us the whole time was Roman saying, "Watch SmackDown." Thanks. Cody gave a good one. Yeah, he did do that. And, again, everything wasn't completely terrible. But I mean, like we got Veer attacking Dominic and that, and Elias coming back as his younger brother Ezekiel. Like that was the big thing for the night after Mania. Like whatever happened to like people making surprise returns like that we want to see, not Elias as Ezekiel. Like that was terrible. And what in the hell was the purpose of all those title changes? It's, stand and deliver. Like what did they gain with any of them? Ziggler beat Breaker. Breaker gets title shot on Raw. 2 nights later, gets the title back. Dakota and Raquel beat Toxic Attraction for the tag titles on Saturday. And they win them back on Tuesday. What did that help with? Giving MSK the belts at Stand Deliver when we knew like all of the stuff, the accusations and all that was on the internet for weeks before they did that. And they put the belts on them just to fire him 4 days later. So now they have no, like that was the big one. Like what in the bluest of hell was like who came up with the bright idea? Let's give him MSK. Because there's not like a whole internet full of just rumors, of abuse from his, estranged wife. Like there's no, let's give it right to him. That makes sense. Like maybe if you're high, actually, I don't think it makes sense if you're high. Like that was dumb. None of the title, literally every title changed hand, defended everything. Like nothing was for anything. I mean, 3 of them were already different within the next 4 days. Like it did nothing for anybody. So just make people look stupid. Like that was dumb. I'm sorry, that was worst thing. Like never, Raw was terrible, but that stuff just absolutely sucked. And I really, again, I don't see the point in it. Maybe I missed it, but the Breaker one went and got it on Raw like nothing happened. Tag titles are now, gone. For some reason they gave it to them. And like you could change plans to give it to someone else just so they don't. Like it's just like we knew it was coming. It was so bad. It was dumb. That is just what it is. And congratulations to Dynamite for actually being pretty damn good this week. So that's really the big one. Like that was good. So good on them. I mean it, not just being mean. So that being said, I'm going to jump off again. Thanks for checking me out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share everything out. You can share it to your socials. It helps me out. And I'm now on Reason as well. Reason Podcast. It's available on there. So if you want to listen on there, good pods, follow along on Reason or Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, one of them. And then I can see everyone that watched it in their sponsored Vanker gets made happy. And it's a big winning thing for everyone. So I got less to say is enjoy your weekend, be good to each other. Hopefully SmackDown and Rampage, give us some good stuff in there tomorrow night, but only time will tell. So enjoy your weekends, be good to each other. I will be back on Monday. So enjoy your weekend and peace.